my favorite movie is the Matrix series, right? Because you've got this technology merging with real life, and it reminded me of Plato's allegory of the cave. Are you familiar with that story? Right, where the people were chained in a cave and there was light coming through, and all they could see was witnessing the shadows on the wall. And that was their view into the world, right? And they thought that was the world. And all the questions that come out of that, right? And every time I watch The Matrix, and every time, and even when I say The Matrix, I mean all three or all four. There's a different thing I get out of it, right? It's this notion of I can just exist and not have my mind be my world, but really I'm just fodder and fuel for the technology. And am I really living a life if it's just here? And that kind of a philosophical question always just intrigues me, right? How active do you need to be alive, right? Mind body dualism, right? Something like that. Then there's like, okay, so we have Neo, we've got Mr. Smith, right? One's an extensionalist, one's a nihilism, or whatever you call it, in terms of just being so negative about the world. It's like, yeah, so the movie to me is a serious movie. And so if I was on an island, I don't know if that'd be the movie I want to watch all the time. Maybe It's a Good Life would be a better one to watch, where you get, you feel good at the end of it, right? Because there's no feeling good in watching these movies. But I still love watching it because of just the relationship, especially the people technology part to it, and what you can, and the other part to it I find fascinating, and I'm trying to do this in my own life, is how big can I get my brain, right? How big can I get my brain in terms of not filling it with facts, but from a sensory perception. As you meditate, I don't know if what happens, but when I meditate, my mind does float, right? And I experience different things. And I just wonder, I tie this back into dying. I said, well, maybe when we die, right, that spirit in us floats away and becomes engaged in something else. And if you don't have that connection figured out, when it leaves and you're dead, right? But in your lifetime, if you did figure that out, right, in terms of, understanding what this power of this guy up here is, then maybe you have a chance. And I think the reason why we're on the earth, on this mother, this blue marble, is to learn that. If you do, then you succeed. If you don't, well, it was a good life.